we've ready from both players. So game number 1 of the Champions Summit Season 20 for Classic Tetris League is going to begin in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. I feel like it's been months since I used this scene. I think the last time I used this scene was when it was Season 19 Champions Summit. Because I got promoted to using the big boy scene for Div 1. We only use Max Out Club now. Don't remember the last time I had to change the URL in my browser sources. Oh, and Doodle gonna not rotate that L piece. So gonna have to do some sort of roof burn. It's gonna get a really nice burn there. But then create a hole in the stack is gonna have to sort that out. Hannah says, when are you gonna actually promo in CTL? Or I'd have to play CTL to make a promo, I think, right? Ignis0411 says hello. Hello. Welcome to some Classic Tetris League Champion Summit action. Wait, a match actually started not too far off schedule. I know, right? We actually started just after 20 UTC, which is actually crazy. Normally it's about half an hour before games actually get underway. It's because I'm very punctual. I'm surprised the players are punctual. The players are normally the ones that are late, to be honest. Doodle creating a long bar dependency, but immediately gets the long bar and it gets the Tetris. Get a 106, Whitemonster to 147 with the Tetris to 170. So, out the gates, early doors, Whitemonster with a slight lead of about 2 Tetrises. And it's probably going to want like a 50 Tetris lead to avoid Doodle just chasing down on the kill screen. 50 is in 5-0, not 1-5. I don't even know if a 50 Tetris lead would be possible if the opponent wasn't like minning out or something. A Tetris for Whitemonster, 207. Tetris and another Tetris for Doodle to just go to 200,000, so it's just 8,000 points now, the difference. We have many people in chat rooting for Trisky tonight, who isn't even playing at the moment, but has the fans here early, which is never a bad thing. Apparently the other players don't have any fans. Yep. It's because Ryan Hamburger's not in chat yet. If he does join, I'm sure he'd probably root for Doodle. Tetris Whitemonster 304 through 75 lines. Doodle also through 75 lines, so about a Tetris behind. Oh no, that's a T-tuck setup there for Doodle. Creating a few dependencies, but nothing too scary. It's just going to be a little bit of extra burning here for Doodle, but Doodle should be okay, no problem. We'll be able to deal with this. No, I don't like players who have setups where they have to literally turn their entire head to look at the score. I feel that's just so impractical. I know there's many top players that are guilty of that as well. I know Andy's one of them. Cheese another. They literally have to look behind them to see the screen, to screen look. You know, if you can just like move your eyes, that's probably ideal. $4.24 for Whitemonster. Doodle with an LJ dependency on the right side. It's going to get the L piece to fill in. And get a Tetris to get a 444, just 4,000 points behind Whitemonster, but is 6 lines ahead. So Whitemonster probably with about a Tetris and a half pace lead at the moment. Doodle looking to transition with about 540. There's a Tetris for Whitemonster, Tetris for Doodle. That looks like Doodle's just gonna have to burn here, but set up for a center well. And it's gonna get that center well. Tetris transitions at 538. Whitemonster also transitioned at 565, so very solid transition score from Whitemonster and Doodle as well. Doodle just going to burn this stack back down to the bottom. We're often running on level 19 speeds. Doodle with a couple of quick Tetrises to take the lead by a couple thousand points, 595. But Whitemonster also lands a Tetris, get to 618. There's another Tetris for Whitemonster, 643. Tetris of Doodle, 621. With a J dependency in column 3, gets the J. They would fill that out, but now needs an L piece and gets a long bar instead. Now needs something for column 2. Sits up that J piece, that's pretty aggressive. And that L piece doesn't burn in that orientation, so it's going to have to do some more burning here. And this is going to allow Whitemonster to take advantage and get some Tetris there to get to 726. Whitemonster into level 22, and Doodle halfway up the board, needing a long bar in column 3. And that T piece is going to block that dependency. You're going to have to take a few more burns. Didn't put the T on the right side. Oh, and Doodle misdrops that J piece, which literally would have gotten him out of that situation. So going to be some more burning here for Doodle, and Whitemonster slams on the Tetris to 762. And Doodle gonna get some perfect long bars there, and finally gets out and gets a Tetris to 678. And fills out that left side beautifully this time. Nice long bar flat burn. Nice L piece there for that dependency. Gets a Tetris 709, but 90,000 points back. Whitemonster gets the long bar into column 2. Whitemonster looking for a long bar or a J piece. Oh, and Doodle hangs that L piece on the left, but gets a long bar over. He's going to try and open up this side now. Needs something, and gets the long bar for the Tetris. Opened up the well just in time as the long bar showed up. Now I'm going to take a few burns here. 837 for Whitemonster, 750 for Doodle. Whitemonster gets a Tetris, 869. Doodle with a Tetris to get to 783. Oh, and 3 S pieces in a row, and has to spire them all on top of each other. Gets the tuck of the J. Oh, and that Z piece is nasty though. Oh, and Whitemonster gets the long bar for the Tetris, and a split triple down the right, but that left side is going to be pretty tough to get anything over that, and can't get the long bar over. But Doodle, not in a safe situation either, gets the double and keeps it open. Oh, now that left side is all messed up, and Doodle tops out 795, and Whitemonster at 910 is good. Is going to hold on and take game number 1. GG. And we're ready from Whitemonster. So game number 2. Let's get it counted down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Oh, and Doodle with an interesting start here. Stacking long bars just right in the center of the board, and is long bar dependent. Has that right side open. Gonna take a couple of burns here. Gets the square to the left and gets the Tetris. Very sus start from Doodle, but it's gonna get away with it. As is generally the case with rollers on level 18. Unless you saw my second gauntlet where I just topped out at like 80,000 or something because I suck. Nice perfect world transfer with that Tetris for Doodle, 73,000. Whitemonster only taken a single burn so far. 137 for him. 119 for Doodle. From my calculations anyway, it's only one burn. I haven't really been taking much notice of it because it was Doodle who was in not trouble, but more of an interesting situation. You know, when people just stack clean, it's pretty standard stuff. They know what they're doing. It's pretty good to be efficient in the first few lines. Tetris there for Whitemonster, 207. Has taken a couple of burns now. And there's a Tetris again to go to 230. Doodle up high, takes a square double, and has to take a triple there. Probably didn't want to take all those burns, and there's a Tetris for Doodle, 199. Oh, and these Z pieces are kind of bad for Doodle, but is able to get a Tetris anyway without too much problems. Too many problems. English. Creating a long bar dependency on the left, but fills it in nicely and gets a Tetris. Good to 245, actually takes the lead over Whitemonster, who was stuck in a small burn situation, but is going to take the lead right back with a Tetris. He'll hit the Z spin, and it gets a Tetris to take the lead right back. So back and forth the lead goes at the moment. Tetris for both players, 287 to 292. So just 5,000 point lead for Doodle before he knocks down that Tetris to go to 315. I think it was last season's Champion Summit where Warband won. And now he's in Div 1, so maybe Doodle is a future Div 1 player, who knows? Maybe a little bit early still, but there's definitely someone with the potential to make it there. Because, for one, he is rolling. And that's literally it. That's the only reason I have. He's rolling, so he has the potential to be in Div 1. But realistically, tappers, even if they do make it to Div 1, they're just going to get slaughtered and humbled back into Div 2, so. You know, as a roller, you always have a chance. Unless you're Somalian and somehow are surviving in by winning like one match a season. Yeah. Yeah, I was literally gonna say Somalian Hannah. I might be wrong, but I think Sodium may have stayed in Div 1 one time without winning a single match. But I might be wrong. Maybe it was one match. I can't believe I lost to Somalian the other day. But it happens. And it wasn't Master's event, so it's okay. I wasn't too annoyed. Tetris for Doodle, sitting in a J dependency very nicely, and gets the Tetris after adjusting the T-piece to avoid taking a burn. Every line counts. Oh, Whitemonster misdrops that Z piece right on the top of the stack. And this could be problematic, because that J doesn't burn anything. Doodle, looking for a 600k transition. Oh, and Whitemonster hangs the L piece on the left and tops out 489. And Doodle is going to be good for game number 2. GG. Ready from both players, Whitemonster and Doodle. What was once a best of 5 is now a best of 3 to 1. Tetris. Am I playing Tag Teams Wednesday? What time is it? I could potentially play. If it's not like after 23 UTC, I might be able to. Starts at 9:30 PM UTC. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, I could play. If I'm like not later than second. Sensible Tetris Whitemonster 60,000, 52,000 for Doodle. Find a partner. I'm a Tetris player. That's kind of difficult, bro. Tetris for Whitemonster 84,000, 76,000 for Doodle after an interesting long while placement. That's gonna get a nice square over to the left. Then stacked a bunch of squares on the right. But it's gonna get bailed by a long bar. Got drafted there. It could have been a bit difficult to deal with. But it's gonna be okay. Some nice tuck setups for Doodle. 121 for Doodle. 108 for Whitemonster. Should be easy for you. You started the club, yeah. Of course. I'm not your average Tetris player, obviously. Okay, Doodle in a bit of a situation up high. But, you know, this should be survivable. Okay. Gets the L piece to the left. And there's a Tetris for Doodle. And another one. 176 for Doodle. Whitemonster 1,000 points in front before Doodle knocks down the Tetris to get a 199 and take the lead. Whitemonster takes it right back. What skill level of player do I have to pick? Do they have to be like a Marts level player? Doodle long dependent up high. How's this happened? And Doodle is... Oh my god, Doodle might top out here. And Doodle is going to top out at 200,000. And Whitemonster 257 is good for game number 3. And we have a ready from Whitemonster. So Whitemonster on the verge of... On the cusp of causing a huge upset. Sending seismic shocks around the globe. Around Poland. Game number 4. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. As long as we find a fair opponent, then you can pair with anyone. What pairs exist already? And then I can see what I'm working with. Restreamed Alliance, pause champ? You know, I wouldn't be against that. That sounds fun. I just need to actually practice 18. I've not played any level 18, like, at all. And when I did play level 18, it was in comp and I sucked. So I should probably play. Actually, I could probably use it as a good opportunity to de-rust my 18. So yeah, that'd be a good idea. But you know, I don't really need to play 18 at the moment. I'm not a PB player. I don't really play for PBs. I just want to be good at the game mode that I need to be good at, which right now doesn't include level 18. But you know, it's never a bad thing to not practice 18. Did I use I think I used way too many negatives there. Whitemonster in a bit of a suffer game here. Gets a triple down the left side. It's going to get another split triple down the right side. 76,000 for Whitemonster. Already over 100,000 points behind Doodle, who's played a pretty solid level 18 game so far. 184 for Doodle, and a slightly dirty Tetris there for Whitemonster, get to 99,000. Probably his like second Tetris of the game so far. I don't think it is, but maybe third or fourth. I don't know. But Doodle with a very solid score through 40 lines. And maybe Dan's Gamers, his team name. Maybe it should be called Wednesday, innit? Because it's happening on Wednesday. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Or just some like typical British thing that apparently we say all the time. British. Dan's Gamers is pretty good too, though. So Doodle on a pretty torrid pace so far. 325 through 64 lines. Whitemonster gets a slightly dirty Tetris once again on road 2. Trying to find a way to catch up, but there's no real opening at the moment because Doodle is just playing pretty damn good at the moment. Whitemonster trying to fill out that left side, didn't really have a good piece to do it. Oh, and this Z piece is horrible. Oh, and didn't go L to the left, but does so with a second LP. And this is going to get a Tetris. A bit of an interesting decision there from Whitemonster, but it works out in the end. There's a Tetris for Whitemonster, 266, and Doodle with a Tetris to go to 470 through 99 lines. Sunny, welcome in. First thing Sunny says is, I don't know how Whitemonster always has bad pace when I watch him, but he still wins games. Thing is, he doesn't have bad pace when he does win the games. It's just he just has bad pace all the time. He has bad pace so much that he doesn't win the match, but he can win games sometimes. But sometimes he gets good pace. Doesn't get bad pace every time. But just too many times. If that makes any sense. No, Doodle not doing the 5 and below there. I'm very disappointed in that. But despite that, has some very good pace. And when you have very good pace and your opponent has very bad pace, it makes you look like you're having a very, very good game. Oh, that square to the left is just kind of chilling there. Oh, this stack is not looking too good at the moment, actually. But neither is Whitemonster's. Oh, and didn't go for the T-spin there, Doodle, but it's going to get the Tetris and get out of that. Oh, no place for the square. A Z piece would be perfect. But decides to take the long bar instead, and it's going to go a different route. And we're heading towards transition, and then a lot of dependencies for Doodle, and we're heading into level 19 with the next burn. Whitemonster transitions 402, and there's a Tetris for Whitemonster. Oh, and Doodle hangs that J piece on the left, needs something over, and isn't going to get it over, and Doodle tops out a 574. And Whitemonster is in a chase down. Oh my god, he gets the L piece over and gets the Tetris. 481 for Whitemonster, just needs 90,000 points. So Whitemonster 575 is the score you need. As Doodle, clearly not very happy about that one. There's a Tetris Whitemonster, 524, 50,000 points to go. Set up for Tetris. Doesn't... Oh! Misdrops the square piece. This is not free for Whitemonster. Oh my god. Needs an L piece. Oh no, and Whitemonster's choking. He's choking super hard right now. And it's gonna top out off 530. And Doodle survived the attempted chase down from Whitemonster. And we're going to game number 5. Oh no. What a disaster. GG. And now we have it ready from Doodle. So, we can't decide us down from 5. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And Whitemonster literally started immediately. So, clearly did not start when the Tetris appeared on the chat. And just started when it said 5, probably. That's actually what I do in matches. I just start when the chat says 3. Because the delay just means it normally just starts on time anyway. Kingsman says, Savage Vinky, temper still tearing from Friday's comments. Well, you know, it's the truth, so you gotta accept that. Sometimes the truth hurts. But you should stop complaining about it. Like, why are you booing me? I'm right. Which, of course, I'm always right. Never been a moment where I am wrong. Yep. So humble. Such a humble guy. Alright, there's a Tetris for Doodle 115. I'm not sure if he's mentally recovered from that game number 4, but hopefully he has, because probably the favourite to win this, and the Whitemonster is, oh my god, and gets 2 long bars there when he literally couldn't have had any other piece. And somehow has survived that. I don't know how Whitemonster could possibly have survived that if it wasn't for those 2 long bars, and he's gonna get a Tetris to get 88,000. And Whitemonster just setting up long bar dependencies for fun here. Just praying that he gets only long bars in the next box for the foreseeable future. A Tetris there for Doodle, 230, so again, out to a very, very nice lead in the early goings of this game. And couldn't be a better time to have such a huge lead in the decider of round 2 of the Champion Summit. There's no bigger stage than the Champion Summit, of course. This is more important than the Div 1 Championship. It's more important than Mega Masters. It's more important than CTWC. This right here is what you're watching. Champion Summit. Classic Tetris League. Doodle with quite a lot of misdrops, to be honest. Oh, and that S piece is kind of rough. Doodle kind of needs some help here to get out of this. That T piece is nice for the right side. Okay, a nice S followed by the L piece. And Doodle is that for a T-spin, but not gonna wait for that. No time. Slightly desperate situation. Oh, didn't want to put the S in columns 2 and 3. Maybe didn't have confidence in the roll. Oh my god, Doodle. And Doodle's stack is kind of messed up in a bad way. And Whitemonster's eating away at this lead. And that S piece only barely got in to column 2 and 3 there. Maybe those 4 taps looking a little bit shaky for Doodle. But Doodle is surviving. And gets the S to the left, and it's going to bring this down. And it's just going to set up a dirty Tetris. Is that the right move here? Takes the aggressive single instead of taking the triple, and takes a double there. And is going to get that dirty Tetris. And gets another dirty Tetris to bring this down. 356 for Doodle. 336 for Whitemonster. So what was once nearly 150,000 point lead has turned into just one Tetris for Doodle. So the lead has pretty much evaporated. And Doodle with a misflip of that LP, so just gonna have to take a few additional burns here. And now in severe need of a long bar, gets the long bar. Oh, and that didn't burn, and Doodle reacting pretty strongly to that one. But Doodle gonna get out of this, and is now ready for a Tetris. Gonna get the Tetris, but is now Tetris behind Whitemonster, and also has the line disadvantage because he is ahead in line slightly. Another Tetris for Doodle. 422, 419 for Whitemonster. So very little separating the two score-wise. Doodle going to transition at 446. Whitemonster over-tapped that long bar. Oh, and Doodle, some nice flat burns there. Dirty Tetris for Whitemonster into level 19 at 446. Whitemonster needing a long bar. Needing two long bars. Taking a double. Oh my god, gets the L piece to the left side. Oh, and misadjusted that T piece. Would have had a dirty Tetris, but just instinctually didn't want to create that long bar dependency. And Doodle is now motoring away on level 19 speeds. Gets the J for that dependency. Misdrops that J piece. Takes a triple. Okay, Doodle. Opening up that right side. Tetris ready now. Flinging pieces to the left side. Gets the square for that square dependency. Doesn't flip that J piece twice. So now it's just hanging around and creates a long bar dependency on the left. This can be cleanly burnt out though. And that's exactly what Doodle's gonna do. 638 for Doodle, 564 for Whitemonster. Tetris there for Doodle, 668. Whitemonster stream kind of stuttering a little bit. Just adding to the drama. J dependent, column 2 for Whitemonster. Getting completely S-bursted. It's gonna get these pieces over to the left. The Z piece, not what he wants. Probably the worst piece that he could have gotten in that situation. Literal Hatris for Whitemonster at the moment. And is starting to fall further and further behind. Misdrops the J piece. And this is looking pretty tough here for Whitemonster to make a comeback now. Because Doodle is looking very, very good at 829 on level 26. Oh, and Whitemonster gonna hang that long bar, and that's gonna be it for Whitemonster. 618 top out. Doodle at 835 is good, and by the skin of his teeth, is gonna move on to the semi-finals of Champion Summit. In the decider, clutch game, pulling out a potential max out. Let's see. Okay, maybe not max out. This board is a bit mongoose, but very solid 900k here from Doodle. So let's see what he can show us on the kill screen. Nothing. But either way, Doodle went from throwing his toys out the pram to celebrating a victory in the decider against Whitemonster. So GG. Pretty happy about that one. So Doodle is going to move on to face someone in the next round. I have no idea who. I think it's like Zyle and someone or someone else. So, GG. So next up, we're gonna have Grisul. That's this guy. I don't know how you say that name. So I don't think I've ever seen them play, but also I don't even know the Twitch handle. So someone's gonna need to give that to me too. But yeah, GG. We're gonna move on to the next match. And by looking at the bracket, I can now see it's gonna be Zyle. Who's waiting in the semis. So we'll see how that one goes. So let me set up this next match and I'll be back in a moment.